Objections?
Your Honor, I would object to hearsay. There's no proof that he is the person who maintains the business records at this point.
All right, that will be overruled. All right, if there's no other objections, petitioners 2 submitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer, I'd like to next talk to you about a 2025 incident. Now, did you have contact with Mr. Soria and Ms. Mendez again on September 2nd of 2025?
I only had contact with Mr. Soria, not Ms. Mendez.
Okay, thank you, Officer Hudson. And on that day, what was the call out for?
It was a domestic violence assault that we were dispatched to.
And were you dispatched to a location on 28th Street in Amarillo, Texas?
Yes.
And what did Mr. Soria state had occurred?
Mr. Soria said that he had picked up Ms. Mendez and that they got into an argument, that she started hitting herself and even punched him in the nose as well right before he dropped her off at the apartment.
And were you able to observe any injuries on Mr. Soria at that time?
Yes, Mr. Soria had dried blood in his nose, indicating that he bloodied his nose from the assault.
Now, following that, where did he indicate that Ms. Mendez had gone?
Into her mother's apartment.
And eventually was APD granted access to to Alyssa's mother's apartment?
Yes, we were.
Was she located in that apartment at that time?
She was not.
In addition to that, did Mr. Soria fill out an intimate partner violence case supplement?
Yes, he did.
And is this kept in the ordinary course of business?
Yes, it is.
And as a part of your duties as an officer, do you have access to these records?
Yes.
And are these records created and maintained in the ordinary course of business?
Yes.
And are they made at or near the time of events?
Yes.
And is this document filled out by Mr. Soria?
Yes.
And does the first page of this document have his signature as well? Is that a yes?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Your Honor, at this time, we offer petitioners exhibit number 6, which is the incident report for the 2025 incident.
All right, objections?
Object to hearsay.
Okay, overruled. No other objections, petitioner 6 is admitted.
And we next offer petitioners exhibit.
I would object to this. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I would object to petitioners exhibit 6 based on the fact that this was in September of 2025 and the children were not placed with my client nor the mother at this time.
Okay, that'll be overruled. Okay, petitioner 6 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. The department next offers petitioners exhibit 7.
Your Honor, I would object to this as well.
Ms. Gutierrez, if you would say what petitioner 7 is.
Oh, I apologize. It is the intimate partner violence case supplement that Mr. Hudson testified to and signed by Mr. Soria.
All right, Ms. Holcomb's objection will be overruled. With no other objection. All right, overruled. The petitioner 7 will be admitted.
Your Honor, I apologize for the interruption. Kendra's still in the waiting room. No one's ever let her in.
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Mr. Naranjo, I was busy listening to objections. I didn't realize that you hadn't been let in.
That's okay, Judge.
just to let you know, if you have Ms. Gutierrez's exhibit list.
I do.
All right, petitioners 1, 2, 6, and 7 have been admitted.
1, 2, 6, and 7. All right.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Your Honor, the department next offers petitioners exhibits 3 through 5, which are certified copies of criminal documents related to Brandon Soria and the 2020 assault Officer Hudson testified to.
All right, objections? All right, 3, 4, and 5 are admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. The department next offers petitioners exhibit 8 through 13, which are certified copies of the criminal case documents against Alyssa Mendez regarding the 2025 incident Officer Hudson testified to.
All right, objections? Okay, 8 through 13 are admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. We next ask for judicial notice in Exhibit 10. The date of the bond is March 24th of 2026.
Okay, so
As
noted.
well, thank you, Your Honor. As well, that there is a condition on the bond of no direct or indirect contact with the victim.
All right, so noted.
Thank you, Your Honor. I next offer petitioner's Exhibit 14, which is an incident report from a 2024 incident.
All right, objections? All right, petitioners.
I would object to hearsay. I don't know that anybody's testified to this. I mean, there's no specificity. I've got to look. There's so many exhibits. I've got to look to see which one did.
And Your Honor, I do not have a sponsoring witness, but I don't believe it's required under 802.
Let me pull up the exhibits.
And I'd also object to relevance.
Ms. Gutierrez, you've sent so many. Do you have any idea which one it was out of
Yes,
4?
Your Honor. It is. I can give you the APD IR number. I can tell you. I can also represent to the court that this incident report reflects Mr. Soria damaging Alyssa Mendez's car, and the incident report number is APD 24-0502-370.
All right, there's so many different. I'm trying to find the one that has 14 in it.
Judge, it says February 11th of 2024. That might be easier than the number for February 10th, I guess.
All right, I finally found the right email. All right, the objections will be overruled. Petitioner 14 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. We ask that Officer Hudson be released.
Well, we haven't got. Does anybody else have questions for Officer Hudson?
Oh, I apologize. I didn't realize I had not passed him as a witness. I apologize. I passed
Yes.
Officer Hudson as a witness.
Ms. Mullinax, questions?
Officer Hudson, do you know how young or how old those children were in 2020 whenever you said that they saw the incident?
I believe they were 1 and 2, or 2 and 3. 1 and 2.
So how do you know they saw the incident?
I was just told that they were present during the incident.
And who told you that?
Miss Mendez.
Okay. And in 2025, did you see any children present during that incident?
I did not.
Pass the witness.
Okay. Ms. Holcomb?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Anho?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. If no one has further questions, can Officer Hudson be excused?
No objection.
All right. Officer Hudson, thank you for your testimony. Thank you for your service. I'll remove you so you can go about what's left of your day.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
The department next calls Officer Brookshire Remington.
Okay. Remington Brookshire, would that be right?
I might have switched those names, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's see what his name is. Officer Brookshire, this is Judge Graham. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can. Thank you. If you'd raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir, I do.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Remington Brookshire, I'm sorry, can you tell me what your first name is?
Remington, Remington.
Okay, thank you, Officer. And what is your rank?
I'm a patrolman detective.
So do I refer to you as detective then?
Either detective, officer, patrolman, anything's fine.
Thank you, detective. Let's see. Are you a detective for Amarillo Police Department?
Yes, I am.
As well, are you a certified police officer?
Yes, I am.
How long have you been a certified police officer for?
Approximately 6 years.
And how long have you been with APD for?
6.5 years.
And what special education and training did it require for you to become a certified police officer?
I had to attend an approximately 8-month-long police academy, as well as this is an approximate 4-month field training officer program before I could be a policeman on my own.
Thank you, Detective. On February 29th of 2024, did you respond to a call out involving Brandon Soria and Alyssa Mendez?
Yes.
I'm
And
sorry,
were
what
you-
date, Ms. Gutierrez, what date?
February 29th of 2024.
Okay, thank you.
And were you dispatched to an apartment on Prairie in Amarillo, Texas?
Yes.
And upon your arrival, who did you speak with?
I spoke with who I identified as Alyssa Mendez,
And what did she state regarding the father of her children, Brandon Soria?
that he had been harassing and threatening her.
And did she further, or what did she say in regards to their relationship?
I'm going to reference my report that they had been broken up for months, but they had recently been intimate just a few days prior to us contacting her, and that Brandon had been harassing her and making threats towards her.
And what type of threats was he making towards her?
I noted.
Hearsay.
Okay. Who told you this, Detective?
I believe it was from Alyssa.
Okay, overruled.
Okay, you can
Go ahead,
answer.
you can answer.
I'm sorry.
You can answer.
Oh,
Or maybe you have.
yes, sir. The last question I heard was, who did it come from? And I believe that was said from Alyssa.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Detective. And those threats you had said were vague. Can you tell me what the substance was?
I had mentioned that she said she was scared to sleep and had been sleeping with the blinds open.
And as well, what did she share that Brandon Soria said to her or texted to her that caused concern?
And I object to leading, Your Honor.
Sustain.
Your Honor, that was an open-ended question. I said what
No,
was the
I've ruled,
subject?
Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective Brookshire, what is it that Brandon Soria texted to Alyssa?
I'd object to leading.
Overruled.
So can I answer that one, Your Honor?
Yes, sir, you can. Sorry.
It says Alyssa showed me a text that Brandon had sent saying that she should sleep with one eye open.
And what additional information did Alyssa reply or provide in regards to any recent incidents?
That recently, separate to our contact with her, she had made a separate report for when Brandon had slashed her tires.
And did Miss Alyssa Mendez fill out an intimate partner violence case supplement as well?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I offer Petitioner's Exhibit 15, which is the incident report for the incident Detective Brookshire just testified about.
All right, objections?
Objection here, sir.
Okay, that'll be overruled. If there's no further objections, 15 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Detective Brookshire, this intimate partner violence case supplement, are these filled out in the ordinary course of business?
They're typically only filled out on domestic violence calls when there is some sort of violence between intimate partners.
Right. So in the ordinary course of business, if there is an allegation of intimate partner violence, is it customary for APD to have the victim fill these out?
Yes.
Okay. And does the first page of the proposed Exhibit 16, was that filled out by Alyssa Mendez?
Yes.
Okay. And did she write her name at the bottom of that first page?
Yes.
Now, is it part of your duties, as a part of your duties, do you have access to these records?
Yes.
Okay. And is this a exact duplicate of the record that APD has on it?
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
In addition to that, are these records maintained in the ordinary course of business?
Yes.
And are they was it made at or near the time of events?
Yes, to the best of my knowledge.
Okay. And are you the one that helped Ms. Mendez fill this out?
I can't recall, and unfortunately, I admittedly did not write the most detailed narrative, so I can't recall, and I was not able to get a copy of my body camera, as we used a different recording system at that time, so I couldn't access that to be able to tell you.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, we offer petitioner's exhibit number 16, the intimate partner violence case supplement.
Objections?
May I prepare the witness, Your Honor?
You may.
Officer, you said that you did not have Ms. Mendez fill this form out, correct?
That I did not have her fill it out?
You did not have her fill it out, correct?
Oh, I couldn't recall who helped her fill it out or who assisted.
Okay, so you don't know if you helped her fill it out or someone else helped her fill it out.
That's correct. I cannot accurately recall.
Okay, and would you agree with me that there's no date on this form that's filled out?
In the one that I see, that is correct. I don't see a date.
Okay, and would you also agree with me that there is no officer signature on this form to show who helped her fill it out?
Again, in the one that I see, I would agree that I do not see an officer signature.
And were you familiar with Ms. Mendez prior to this date on February 29th of 2024?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, and so would it be fair to say that since you don't know who helped her fill it out and there's no officer signature to show that it was you, you have no idea if this is her writing and signature?
I know that I dictated in my report that she did complete the IPV there, but again, I don't see my signature, and I was unable to access my body camera to know who assisted her in filling that out.
So it's fair to say that you don't know if this is her handwriting and signature, correct?
I'm not sure how to answer. Again, I can't recall being there, and I couldn't see the recording to say for sure.
Your Honor, I would object to hearsay.
I'll sustain that one. We've got best evidence here. We can ask Ms. Mendez if that's her writing and that's her signature. So I'll sustain that objection.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Mullinax,
No questions.
Ms. Holcomb.
Mr. Brookshire, when you went out for these reports, were any of the children present at this time?
I can't recall, and I did not notate in my report.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Naranjo.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. Then if there's no further questions, can Detective Brookshire be excused?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Detective, thank you for your testimony. Thank you for your service. I'll remove you so you can go about what's left of your day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
The department next calls Officer Christopher Albert.
Okay. Officer Albert, this is Judge Graham. If you could unmute, please. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, sir, I can.
Okay. Thank you, sir. If you'd raise your right hand, you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, I offered petitioner's exhibit number 18, the incident report about the incident Mr. Officer Albert is about to testify to.
All right. Objections?
Your Honor, I would object to relevance.
I haven't heard the testimony yet. So,
And hearsay, hearsay.
Ms. Gutierrez, let's go into the incident and then you can offer it.
Sure, Your Honor. Officer Albert, what is your rank?
I'm an officer at the Amarillo Police Department
Great. How long have you been an officer for?
for 25 years.
Wow. And what special education and training did it require for you to become an officer?
I went through the Amarillo Police Department Police Academy and did my annual recertification trainings through the department.
How long have you been an officer with APD?
My entire career, all 25 years.
Thank you. And on April 2nd of 2024, did you respond to a call out regarding Alyssa Mendez and Brandon Soria?
I did.
And were you dispatched to an address on Southeast 9th Avenue?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
And when you arrived on the scene, who did you meet with?
I met with Brandon Soria and Amanda Bowie.
Now, regarding Brandon Soria, what did he tell you about the call out?
He said that his ex, Alyssa Mendez, has been harassing him by sending him text messages and going to his work and causing a scene there. She's threatening to assault him and get him thrown back in prison.
Now, in addition to that, what, if anything, did he say about a protective order?
He had been booked into jail on 3/30/2024 and released with bond conditions that he could have no contact with Alyssa.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, we offer Petitioner's Exhibit 19. It is a protective order that, let me see when that came into effect. It was issued on April 2nd of 2024 and scheduled to expire on June 1st, 2024 midnight.
All right, objections? All right, petitioner's 19 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer, approximately what time did this call out occur at?
I was on Midnight's patrol when I took this call, and it was about 10:40 at night.
Okay. And during your conversation, what was your understanding about when these events had occurred as far as the harassment Mr. Soria described?
He said that she's coming by his work during business hours, and she's going by Amanda's house, also trying to contact Brandon.
Did he indicate whether or not he wanted to file charges on her?
He did. He said that he wanted to file charges.
However, did any charges result from this?
That I know of, no. But I don't file the case. I just make the reports and they get submitted.
Your Honor, I offer Petitioner's Exhibit 18 at this time. The incident report regarding the incident Officer Albert has testified to.
All right, objections?
I would object to relevance, Your Honor.
Okay, overruled. All right, if no other objections, 18 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. I pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Mullinex?
Officer Albert, did you have any contact with Alyssa Mendez?
I did not.
Pass the witness.
Ms. Holcomb?
Officer, were there any children present during this incident?
Not that I remember.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Naranjo?
Officer Albert, just to clarify for the record, this Amanda person, is her full name Amanda Ray Bowie?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
And was she identified as Brandon's mother?
Yes, I believe she did.
I'll pass the witness.
Anyone else have further questions for Officer Albert? No? All right, may he be excused.
No objection.
Okay. Officer Albert, thank you for your testimony. Thank you for your service. I'll remove you so you can go about your afternoon's business.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
At this time, Your Honor, I offer Petitioner's Exhibit 20. It is a police report, number 2024-0507-126 regarding Ms. Soria making allegations again against Mr. Soria for harassment.
Objections? All right.
Check hearsay.
Okay. Overruled. 20 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. I next offer Petitioner's Exhibit number 21. It's an incident report. The incident report number is 24-513807, and it contains allegations by Brandon Soria against Alyssa Mendez for harassment.
All right, objections? All right. All right. Objections overruled. Petitioner's 21.
Thank you, Your Honor. I next call Officer Alexis Gonzalez.
Okay. Officer Gonzalez, this is Judge Graham. If you'd unmute, please.
Okay, got it.
Can you hear me?
I can.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. If you raise your right hand, you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Gutierrez.
Your Honor, I need just a minute. I have 3 screens and I have a document that caught in between all 3. I
Okay.
apologize. Okay, let me see. Okay, I got it moved. Thank you for your patience. Let's see here. Officer Gonzalez, who do you work for?
The Amarillo Police Department.
And how long have you been with them?
I've been employed with them for 3.5 years.
And are you a certified police officer?
I am.
What special education and training did that require?
No. You got to go through a 32-week police academy with the Amarillo Police Department.
Okay. And did you successfully graduate?
I did.
Okay, great. On March 30th of 2024, did you respond to a call out regarding Brandon Soria and Alyssa Mendez?
I did.
And was that dispatch out to a Prairie Avenue apartment
Yes, ma'am.
in Amarillo, Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
Upon arrival, who did you speak with?
Upon arrival, I spoke with Brandon.
And what did he state regarding the call out?
He said that there was nothing physical between him and his girlfriend, that they were just having an argument.
And what did he indicate regarding Alyssa doing to herself?
He stated that she was beating herself up.
Okay. And did you actually speak with Alyssa that day?
I did.
And did she initially agree to fill out an intimate partner violence packet?
Yes, she did.
And did she end up changing her mind and refusing?
Give me 1 second. I'm referring back to my report just to confirm. Yes, so she agreed and then later refused to fill it out.
And what observations, or rather, what did you observe on Alyssa to indicate physical harm?
So I observed red marks on Alyssa's right and left forearm and a red swollen lump on the center of her chest.
And was anyone arrested that day?
Yes, Brandon was arrested.
All right. To your knowledge, did anything come out of that arrest as far as charges?
I didn't continue follow up with the case, so I am not 100% sure if something did come from it.
Okay. Now, you also responded to a call out with the family in 2024. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And was the date of that call out November 26th of 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
And on that day, were you again dispatched to Prairie Avenue?
Yes.
And that's a street in Amarillo, Texas. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And who all was present when you arrived?
It was Alyssa and her 2 children.
Okay. Now, this was an incident where the police had to start banging the door down. Is that correct?
Leading.
Oh,
Sustained.
I'll rephrase, Ms. Officer Gonzalez.
Okay.
Initially, when APD arrived, were you there as well?
I was.
And did anybody open the door right away?
No, ma'am.
What steps did Amarillo Police Department have to take in order to gain entry into the apartment?
We had to force entry.
And was this into the apartment of Alyssa Mendez?
Yes, ma'am. Apartment 220.
Okay. And you said forced entry. Can you describe, please, what occurred?
Yes, ma'am. So upon arrival, I was the second one in line. There was an officer in front of me. I had already known the relationship between Alyssa and Brandon. At the time, I did not know who all was in the apartment. I knew there was a history of domestic violence.
Responsive.
Overruled. Go ahead. What did you, Miss Officer Gonzalez?
Yes, sir. So we knocked, we presented ourselves, we stated police. I could hear a faint crying, and I could hear a woman's voice continue to knock. Nobody came to the door, so we used our tools to breach the door.
And while APD was in the process of breaching the door, who came and responded inside the apartment?
It was Alyssa.
And what did she state?
She stated she was having an argument over the phone with Brandon, and there was no physical violence occurring at the time.
And you're breaking up. Is a court reporter able to hear her, Your Honor, and understand?
Joe, did you get that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, she got that.
All right. Thank you, Officer Gonzalez. Thank you, Your Honor. Now, what did she state about yelling and arguing, if anything?
I can hear you, but it's like cutting out pretty bad.
Okay, now she's really breaking up.
Not hear her.
Officer Gonzalez, sometimes it helps if you turn off your video, and then it usually helps the audio. So let's try that. Okay, now can you say something, see if it's any better? Nope, you're back on video.
Can you hear me?
No, ma'am, it's still breaking up very badly.
Can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, Miss.
Okay, there we go.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Now, Officer Gonzalez, who was in the apartment?
It was Alyssa and her two children.
And were her children Miles and Nori?
Yes.
And who did she indicate had been yelling and arguing in the apartment?
Object to leading.
Sustained.
Now, what concerns did you have about any of Alyssa's statements?
On that day, at that time,
Yes.
that I guess our biggest concern is, we heard crying, we heard some kind of argument. She wasn't coming to the door.
And was there any hitting that was heard? Any impact sounds?
Object to leading.
Sustained.
Now, Officer Gonzalez, who did Alyssa state was yelling, arguing, and hitting the walls, if any?
Object to leading.
Sustained. Just ask her what she saw, what she heard.
Okay. Now, Ms. Gonzalez, Officer Gonzalez, can you tell me what statements Alyssa made about what the officers heard?
Yes, so after speaking with Alyssa, she said that she was arguing over the phone with Brandon. And when I asked her why she wasn't coming to the door, she just said she couldn't hear it. She was using her hands to hit the wall because she was mad and frustrated.
Your Honor, at this time, I offer petitioner's exhibit numbers. Have I already offered 17, Your Honor?
I don't think you've offered 16. I told you I wasn't going to admit now. I don't believe you offered 17.
Okay, so I offer petitioner's exhibit number 17, and that is the incident report regarding the March 2024 incident.
All right, objections?
Hearsay, Your Honor.
That'll be overruled. Any other objections?
I would also object that this report was from Nathan Reyes.
I'm sorry, what's the objection?
This report from a Nathan Reyes, improper foundation.
I don't know what report it's about. So, Ms. Gutierrez, you want to ask some more questions, or?
Yes, Your Honor, I'll go back just a moment. Let me take a look at this. Yes, Your Honor. Petitioner's Exhibit 17 was the first incident from March 30th of 2024 that Alexis Gonzalez testified to. It is an incident report, Your Honor, by a certified police officer. Under 802, it is enterable with or without a sponsoring witness.
All right. But if I recall the testimony, no children were present on that March 30th incident, correct?
Let me see. Correct, Your Honor, but it goes towards the ongoing violence between the parents.
I'm gonna.
Your Honor, I'm showing that the children were present and that CPS was called according to page
I'm
15.
gonna have to find 17. Then you can tell me what page we're looking at.
And Your Honor, the other thing is she's basing it on, I believe, there's no lack of trustworthiness, but if we don't have a witness that actually wrote the report, then it doesn't seem like it would be trustworthy.
And Your Honor, I can pull up the case law and resend it to the court if the court would like. There's case law establishing that it's enterable without a sponsoring witness.
You're gonna have to send that to me.
Yes, Your Honor. Give me a couple of minutes. I'll start looking now.
Okay. All right. I'm into 17.
It would be page 15, Your Honor, that last paragraph.
Okay. Let me get to 15.
It would be the third sentence that starts with due, D-U-E.
Okay. Both children being present on the scene. Okay. Thank you.
Of course.
And Your Honor, can I turn off my camera and give me just a couple of minutes to find this?
Certainly.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Ms. Gutierrez, have you offered 17?
I will re-offer it right now. The department offers petitioner's exhibit 17 as evidence.
Okay. All right. Any objections to 17? All right, then petitioner 17 submitted.
And Your Honor, I had objected to hearsay. I think you were just waiting to rule on it.
Okay, that objection will be overruled. Okay, we can move on.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, I offer petitioner's exhibit number 22 as evidence. And that is the incident report that Ms. Gonzalez testified to from November of 2024.
Okay.
I would also object to hearsay, Your Honor.
And relevance, Your Honor.
All right, hearsay will be overruled. Relevance will be overruled. 2 children were present, so overruled. Petitioner's 22 submitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Let's see here. I next call Officer Gatlin Dawn Keene.
We haven't had the opportunity to question Officer Gonzalez.
I am so sorry, Kendra.
All right, Ms. Mullinex, questions?
No questions.
All right, Ms. Holcomb.
No questions, Your Honor.
And Ms. Naranjo.
Officer Gonzalez, you testified earlier that you were already familiar with Ms. Mendez and Mr. Soria. How are you already familiar with them?
From the date that we went, the 11th, I had already had one prior incident with Alyssa and her records with the Emerald Police Department.
And as far as you're aware, do they have extensive records with the Emerald Police Department?
At that time, I did see the extensive, yes.
And were most of the concerns involving family violence?
And I'd object to speculation and hearsay and best evidence, Your Honor. We haven't, other than the ones admitted here today, we don't know if there are others, and those have not been presented.
Ms. Gonzalez, you can answer I don't want you to go into detail with the reports that you may or may not have been involved in, but
right.
I think the question was, were many of the reports involving domestic violence?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I'll pass the witness.
All right, anyone else have further questions for Officer Gonzalez? All right, may she be excused?
She may be excused. And Your Honor, if I could get just a 5-minute break if the court is comfortable with that.
Okay, all right. Officer Gonzalez, thank you for your testimony. Thank you for your service. I'll release you so you can finish your day's business.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Okay, we'll take a 5-minute break.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll get started when everybody's back. Ms. Gutierrez, your next witness.
I'd like to offer petitioner's exhibit number 24 before calling my next witness.
Okay.
It's an incident report from February 27th of 2025 regarding a call out by Alyssa Mendez against Brandon Soria for kicking in her door.
All right. Objection?
Your Honor, I would object. This was after the children were removed, so I'm objecting to relevance.
And hearsay, Your Honor.
Hearsay's overruled. Relevance. Ms. Gutierrez, what's the relevance?
Your Honor, the pattern of domestic violence continued after the removal of the children, and it's relevant when the court is considering placing the children back with the parents.
All right. So that'll be overruled too. So 24 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. The department next calls Stephen Tyler Renteria as its witness.
Who?
Officer Stephen Tyler Renteria.
I don't have that person in the waiting room.
Okay, let me take a look at this. Right. Judge, are you there? Your camera went black.
I'm here.
Okay. All right. The department then offers petitioner's exhibit number 25. It is an incident report for a call out on April 12th of 2025. Let's see here, regarding a call out by Alyssa for damage to her vehicle, alleging that Brandon was the person.
Objections?
I would object to relevance again, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I would join in that because while it may be beneficial for the return of the children, it wouldn't be relevant for either D or E grounds because the course of conduct has to be before the removal of the children and also hearsay.
I'd overrule on hearsay. I'm going to grant on relevance. The children have been removed. It's not domestic violence, and that's what apparently the department's trying to show: domestic violence. That was violence to a car, not to a person. So
And
that
Your
will
Honor,
be. I've ruled 25 is not admissible.
Your Honor, if I may, just one more.
Okay.
It does indicate in this incident report that the two began fighting and that she had scratches to her chin and that he had hit her.
All right. I'm going to have to find 25, which means I have to go back to your 4 emails. All right. That one stops at 24.
Your Honor, if it would help with establishing relevancy, I believe the court has already taken judicial notice of the status hearing back on April 4th of 2025, in which Mr. Soria was ordered to have no in-person contact with Alyssa. And then I think this issue also addresses that back on April 12th of 2025.
Your Honor, the court didn't take judicial notice of that hearing. It took judicial notice of the bond for my client from September, or actually from March of this year, showing that she was to have no contact with with Mr. Soria.
Well, then I would just request to take judicial notice of that status order hearing.
I'm in 25 now. Tell me what I'm looking for.
Your Honor, on page 17 of that PDF is a description that the call out was regarding a domestic fight. It identifies the suspect victim as Alyssa Mendez.
Okay, I'm reading that paragraph. Okay, 25 is going to be admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. And there's a change to the witness list. Initially, we had Sarah Demas, Officer Demas, but she is not available. We instead subpoenaed Paul Douglas Ware with APD.
Not in my waiting room.
Okay, let me take a look here.
Let me just tell you, Gatlin Keene, Corey Mills, Ismar Panetta, Alyssa Mendez is back in the waiting room.
I need Corey Mills in here with me, please, Your Honor. I didn't realize she wasn't. Oh, goodness.
That leaves Ismar and Gatlin Keene.
Okay. Let me offer this exhibit and then I will go to Gatlin Keene then, Your Honor. Let's see here. All right. Your Honor, I next offer petitioner's exhibit number 26. It is an incident report from June 14th of 2025. I asked the court to take judicial notice that this was after Ms. Alyssa Mendez's bond was in place, restricting contact with Brandon Soria.
And Your Honor, that's not correct. I believe her bond was from March of 2026, and this would have been a year prior.
Oh, then I withdraw that request, Your Honor, and I instead ask for judicial notice that this was after the court's orders in place that the parents not be in contact in the physical presence of each other.
Let me get to 26.
And Your Honor, after you look at that, may I respond to her request for judicial notice?
Yes, ma'am. All right, where am I looking on 26?
Your Honor, I believe the narrative begins at the bottom of page 13 and continues on to page 14, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. All right, Ms. Monex, you wanted to respond?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, I don't recall any court orders being, certified copies of court orders being admitted into evidence. There's no a ruling from a previous hearing without a court order admitted into evidence is still hearsay. So, I mean, if she wants to admit a court order into evidence showing that there's a ruling, then there wouldn't be an objection to that, but there's not one at this time. So I would object to hearsay, taking judicial notice of that, Your Honor.
Okay, it's the same thing. I've read the case law. That will be overruled, so 26 will be admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. And the department calls Gatlin Don Keene.
Okay, was 25 admitted?
No, Your Honor. I
Okay,
think that's
all right.
my
24 was 26, and then we jumped to 26. That's what I needed to know.
Your Honor, I show that 25 was admitted.
Yes, 25 is admitted.
All right. Just for future reference, Ms. Gutierrez, anytime there's this many exhibits, I don't want to waste everybody's time. I'm going to require that they be printed and delivered to my office rather than me reading multiple emails.
I can do that, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Thanks. All right. Let me get your witness in for you.
Sure.
Okay. Officer Keene, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. If you raise your right hand, you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
Okay. Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Keene, who do you work for?
Amarillo Police Department.
And what do you do for them?
I am a patrol officer.
And did you respond to a call on February 26th of 2025 regarding Alyssa Mendez?
I did.
Okay. And was that call out to Indian Trails apartment?
Yes.
Okay. And upon arrival, who did you make contact with?
Brandon.
All right. And what did he state?
He stated that he got in an argument.
I would ask for her to identify who Brandon is. She doesn't have a last name or anything.
Officer Keene, Brandon who?
I did not write the last name down, but I can pull my report up if we need to. That was the caller from the day.
Yes, please do that.
Okay, give me 1 second. I apologize.
Sure.
Brandon Soria, if I'm saying that correct?
Yes, officer.
Yes, ma'am, you are. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. And what did Brandon state when you arrived?
He stated that he got into an argument with his girlfriend, Alyssa Mendez. He wanted to get away from the situation, so he started to pack his things and put them in a suitcase. As he was walking down the stairs, she started kicking at his suitcase and his legs. I asked him if he had any injuries, and he said no. He was just trying to leave for the day. to get away.
And did you also speak with Alyssa Mendez that day?
I did.
And what did she state?
She stated they got in an argument because she found a hair that did not belong to her in his vehicle. So it upset her. They got in an argument. He was trying to leave. She didn't want him to leave. I asked her if anything got physical, and she stated no.
And did she deny the allegations that she had kicked him?
Yes.
All right, I pass the witness.
Ms. Monac?
Officer Keene, did you say that Brandon Soria said that he kicked her, or she kicked him, or she kicked his suitcase?
He said that she was kicking at his suitcases and his feet as he was walking down the stairs.
Okay, and you also said that Mr. Soria said he had no injuries, correct?
Correct.
Pass the witness.
Ms. Holcomb?
Did Miss Mendez have any injuries, officer?
I'm sorry?
Did Miss Mendez have any injuries?
No.
Were there any children present?
I am not aware if there was any. I didn't put any in my report, and if there was some, it would have been in my report. As far as I'm aware, no.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Naranjo?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. Anything further of this witness?
No, Your Honor, we ask that she be released.
All right. Officer Keene, there's no objections, then I'll release you. Thank you for your testimony. Thank you for your service, and you can go about what's left of your day.
Okay. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you. All right, next witness.
Your Honor, my investigator has informed me that Officer Renteria might have logged back in.
I'll give it a minute. He's not in there. I'm down to Ismar Panetta right now.
Okay, well, let's just skip him entirely and let's go to Isamar, Your Honor.
Okay.
And Your Honor, while we're waiting, just so you know, I've turned my camera off a little bit every now and then because I had my knee replaced and I have to get up and kind of walk around. So I wanted to make sure that.
Okay. Thank you for that. All right, Mr. Panetta, if you'd unmute. Thank you, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay. Do you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Gutierrez?
Thank you, Your Honor. Isamar, who do you work for?
I work for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services.
And what do you do for them?
At the time of the removal, I was an investigator.
And what is your current role?
I'm a family team coordinator now with the department.
And approximately when did you stop being an investigator?
In February of 2026.
Okay. Now, did you receive an intake on the Mendez and Soria family back in, let's see, would that be 2024 or 2025?
It would have been 2024, December.
All right. And who are the children that were involved in that intake?
It would be Miles Soria and Nori Soria.
Can you give me the date of birth of Nori?
May 22nd of 2019.
And how do you spell her name?
I have her name listed as Nori.
And regarding Miles, what was his date of birth?
I have his as May 10th of 2018.
And how do you spell his first name?
I have that as Myles.
Who is the mother of the children?
It would be Alyssa Mendez.
Okay. And if the mother is representing that his date of birth is different, let me see here. I apologize, Your Honor. The mother's sending a chat. Okay.
Judge, I think that she can testify to the date of birth of the child if that's a big deal.
Okay, thank you, Erin. Now, Isamar, how old was Nori at the time of this intake?
I believe she would have been around 6.
And how old was Miles around the time of the intake?
Around 5.
And their father is Brandon Soria, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. What were those intake allegations?
The allegations specifically were regarding concerns of domestic violence between Ms. Mendez and Mr. Soria. The report that I received talked about Ms. Mendez being seen with a black eye, bruising to her forehead and her neck. And then the report further stated that the children mentioned their father punched their mother in the face and choked her.
All right. And based on that intake, did you make contact with Miles Soria on December 16th of 2024?
I did.
And what statements of abuse and neglect did the child make?
He made a couple. He stated that he had seen his mom and dad fight before. He talked about his dad making a mess when they fight. He just gets madder and madder. He talked about them being in the living room and his dad punched his mom. His dad yelled at him and told him to go over there. He talked about his mom having a purple eye and hearing his mom screaming. Miles also mentioned that one time the police came to his house. He could hear the police say, "Open up, it's the police."
And I'd object to hearsay with that, Your Honor. That doesn't have to do with abuse or neglect.
Overrule.
Please continue, Ms. Pineda.
He mentioned that the police used a sledgehammer to open the door because mom would not open it. The police said they were looking for Brandon Soria. They pulled their guns out and checked every room. His dad was not there. That's all he remembers. He also mentioned there being a time where his dad was in the car. He was trying to reverse to get out of there. His mom said, "You're going to run my kids over." His mom opened the door and then he took off. And he again stated that's all he remembers.
Now, going back to the allegations Miles talked about where his dad punched his mom, what time frame did he state that had occurred in?
He did not. He wasn't able to give me a clear time frame on that.
Okay. Would you like to review your report?
Yes. So it does look like he mentioned he thinks it happened around Thanksgiving. I apologize.
That's okay. And did you next make contact on that same day with Nori at her elementary school?
I did.
And what statements of abuse and neglect, or I apologize, abuse or neglect did Nori make?
Nori mentioned her mom and dad getting into a big argument and her mom telling her dad to get out of the house. She mentioned her dad messing up the house while her mom was cooking. She mentioned that her dad broke the blender and he threw all of the food off of the table. So her mom then had to make more food. She talked about her mom having bruises on her leg and a bruise on her eye and neck. She mentioned her mom trying to blend out the bruising with makeup, but it did not work. She mentioned that her people would ask her mom what happened and her mom would say nothing. She thinks all of this occurred around Thanksgiving. She also mentioned a time when she was 4 years old that her dad grabbed her mom's phone and hit her on the head with the phone. She talked about her dad smoking weed, specifically saying weed is the green stuff.
Back to non-responsive.
Sustain.
Okay. Now, Isamar, in regards to Ms. Mendez, did you make attempts to interview Ms. Mendez that same day, December 16th of 2024?
I did.
And were you able to speak with her that day?
Yes.
Okay. And was that by phone call?
Initially, yes.
And what did she state? In that phone call, what did she state?
She allowed me, she said that I could come by and see her and the kids and speak with her. She had talked about just having a CPS case closed and she doesn't understand why this is happening, but she did allow me to come by.
Okay. And when you stopped by, what did you observe about Ms. Mendez's appearance?
I did notice she had yellowing to her eye.
Okay. And how did she respond to the allegations?
She claimed that Mr. Soria didn't live there and was not living there currently, and that they had been broken up since October of last year.
And when did she indicate that Mr. Soria had been around the kids?
She talked about Mr. Soria barely starting to come back around the kids in November.
And what did she state regarding her relationship with Mr. Soria and how long it had been?
She mentioned that she and Mr. Soria had been on and off ever since she was 15 years old. There have been multiple times they broke up and got back together throughout the time they've known each other.
And what was her employment status at that time?
She was not currently working at that time.
And who did she indicate was helping her financially?
She mentioned her grandmother helping her financially and paying her rent.
And what did she state about the previous CPS case?
She mentioned that the last CPS case was open because of Mr. Soria hitting her.
Okay. And what did she indicate about whether or not they completed those services?
She said in the beginning of her case that her and Mr. Soria were together and were trying to do the classes together, but they did not ever get them done.
Okay. Let's see. And what realization did she explain she'd had about Mr. Soria, if any?
She talked about him doing, even the fact that he did anger management in the last case, that she feels like it did not help. She realized that he was never going to change and that she has to leave him.
And what did she state had occurred a few weeks ago?
Subject to leading.
Sustained.
And what incidents of any recent violence did Ms. Melissa Mendez describe?
She spoke about a incident that happened while the kids were asleep. She had mentioned getting out of the shower when the argument started between the two. Mr. Soria was trying to leave, and she did not want him to leave until they could fix things. She mentioned grabbing onto a side bag that he had, and she wouldn't let go of it. Mr. Soria was swinging her around while she was holding onto this bag. She mentioned Mr. Soria striking her in the face, and she let go of the bag. She lost her breath. She then wrapped herself in a blanket and was crying. She mentioned Mr. Soria finally calming down and trying to talk to her and saying, "I don't know why you make me do these things." That's what she referred to as far as the previous incident.
And how long ago had she indicated that this occurred?
At the time of when I interviewed her, she said 3 weeks ago.
Now, during your interview, did Nori come into the room?
Yes.
And how did Ms. Mendez respond?
At the time when Nori came in, I asked if she wanted to send Nori back to her room since we were going to be discussing the next steps of the CPS case. Ms. Mendez told me that it was fine. Her daughter knows everything. She's very mature for her age, and she tells her everything.
And why did that cause concern for you?
At the time, it caused concern for me because Nori was only 5 years old, and I did express that to Ms. Mendez. I explained to her that her daughter needs to be worrying about school, her friends, etc. She should not be worried about the problems going on between her and Mr. Soria.
And at this point, how many previous cases had Brandon and Alyssa had with CPS?
At that time, my current case would have been the 4th CPS case that they had.
And what types of cases had they had previously with CPS?
All of them were referring to domestic violence.
And had all 3 been referred to the Family-Based Safety Services Program?
Correct.
And what is the Family-Based Safety Services Program?
It is a program that we have within the department where we feel like it's where we send our families that we feel like could benefit from further services outside of the investigation stage.
Okay. And is it also an opportunity, or let me rephrase, what services can that Family-Based Safety Services Program provide to a family in need?
It would depend on the circumstances of the case, but a lot of the times it's to mitigate the concerns. So specifically for domestic violence, it would be...
Hold on, Isamar, I'm so sorry. Your Honor, there's a message from Ms. Mendez that her attorney is not in the hearing anymore. I don't know if that's correct, but
She's right. She just now came into the waiting room.
Okay. Thank you. I'm so sorry for interrupting, Isamar. Can you please continue? You were describing, I think, the services and addressing the issues, things like that.
Yes. So specifically for domestic violence cases, FBSS tends to refer them to individual counseling, sometimes couples counseling after that if they're still together, counseling for the kids, and things of that nature.
And based on the history of the family and the current concerns, was a safety plan entered into with Alyssa Mendez?
Yes.
And what was that safety plan?
The safety plan was that she were to remain in the home with the kids and not allow Mr. Soria back into the home.
Okay. And did she state that she understood the safety plan?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Did you have an opportunity to tour the home on that day?
I did.
And what did you observe?
The home was very clean, appropriate, food for the kids. The only concern I had is there were 3 holes that I observed in the wall of the apartment.
And what did Ms. Mendez state regarding the holes?
She stated that she punches the wall when she gets really upset, and that is why those holes were there.
On December 18th, 2024, did you speak with Brandon Soria?
I did.
And was he informed of his rights?
Yes.
And how did he respond?
He refused to sign the form.
Okay. And did he refuse to answer any questions?
Correct. He stated he wanted to speak with an attorney first.
And did you inform him of the safety plan in place with Ms. Mendez?
I did.
Okay. And did you specifically warn him that if it was broken, the department may need to look at removal of the children?
I did.
And did Mr. Soria state his understanding?
Yes.
Following that, did you make attempts to contact Ms. Mendez over the next few days?
I did.
And on December 20th, 2024, did you make an unannounced visit to Ms. Mendez's home?
Yes.
And what apartment complex was she residing in?
At the time, she was residing. Give me 1 second. It would have been 4120 Prairie Avenue, apartment 220.
All right. Thank you. Now, when you explained that you were trying to reach her, how did Ms. Mendez respond?
She had talked about something going on with her phone and how she needed to get a new one. And I asked her to send me her new number.
Okay. Now, following that day, did you make attempts to contact her on January 6th of 2025?
Yes.
Was that successful?
No.
Was your next attempt on January 7th of 2025?
Yes.
Was that successful?
No.
Was your next attempt on January 11th of 2025?
Yes.
Was that successful?
No.
And on January 14th of 2025, did you arrive at her apartment unannounced?
Yes.
And did anybody answer the door?
No.
And did you leave a business card in the door?
Yes.
Later, on January 14th of 2025, did you receive a call from Alyssa Mendez?
I did.
And what did she state?
I explained to her that she told me that she was calling me because she found my card in her door.
And did she confirm that Mr. Soria had not been back in the home at that time?
Correct.
And what did she express about how she felt about doing another CPS case?
She was frustrated since they did just have a CPS case close.
And how did you respond to that?
I talked to her about it being necessary, especially considering the amount of history that they have, including or regarding domestic violence.
Okay. Now, on January 17th, 2025, did you again visit Nori and Miles at their elementary school?
I did.
And what statements of abuse and neglect did Nori make?
Nori explained that her dad was. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. I initially asked both Nori and Miles if their dad was back in the home, to which Nori shook her.
Non-responsive.
Overruled. You can answer.
Nori told me that she shook her head yes. At that time, Miles told Nori to stop. I asked Miles to let his sister speak. At that point, I asked how long their dad had been there, and Miles had responded with a couple of days. And he stated that their dad was at their house now.
And Your Honor, I would object to relevance on all of that, non-responsive, and I would ask for a running objection for those issues.
All right, she'll have your running objection, and that'll be overruled.
And Isamar, based on that new information, what did you do next?
At that time, we did staff. I staffed with my supervisor, and then we staffed with our legal team, and we felt that removal of the children was necessary.
Okay. Now, regarding reasonable efforts to prevent or eliminate the need for removal, can you please tell us what steps the department had taken?
With this specific investigation, we did implement a safety plan with Mr. Soria not coming back into the home. Both parents understood the circumstances of that safety plan and still broke the safety
speculation, Your Honor.
Sustained.
I'm sorry. Isamar, going back to the statements of Nori and Miles, would you agree that indicated the safety plan had been broken?
Yes.
Just leading.
Sustained.
Isamar, in regards to the statements of Nori and Niles, what did that indicate regarding the safety plan?
According to their statements, it indicated to me that the safety plan had been broken by Mr. Soria being allowed back into the home.
And additionally, did the case get reevaluated for the Family-Based Safety Services program?
Yes.
And what was the result of that evaluation of the appropriateness for that program?
We did not feel it was appropriate due to the fact that the safety plan had been broken.
And had the family also been unsuccessful in the previous Family-Based Safety Services cases?
Correct.
All right. Following removal, let's see. Following the removal, did you meet with Ms. Mendez and Mr. Soria at the office?
I did.
And was that on January 17th of 2025?
Yes.
Okay. Now, going back to the removal, was the removal necessary due to the immediate danger towards the children?
Yes.
And was there no time for an adversary hearing to be held in order to get them safe?
Object to leading.
Sustained.
All right. Isamar, how much time did the department have to get these children safe?
There was not a lot of time as the kids were going to be getting out of school and they would be going back to the apartment with Ms. Mendez and Mr. Soria.
And typically, how long does it take to get an adversary hearing setting in a case?
Typically the next day or two.
Okay. For an adversary hearing?
Oh, I'm so sorry. About 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks. And would you agree, or rather, what conditions would the children have been left in if we waited until an adversary hearing was held to remove them?
Objection, speculation.
Sustained.
Isamar, what were the risk factors present on that day that you interviewed the children on January 17th, 2025?
There would have been concerns of them being exposed to domestic violence, including being exposed to potential throwing of objects, potentially being around the parents while they're actively fighting, and just the concern overall of them getting hurt in that process.
And what was in place to protect the children if we waited 2 weeks for an adversary hearing?
There was nothing in place at that time.
Speculation.
Sustained.
Here. Now, Ms. Pineda, with the safety plan having been broken, would the children have continued to be in danger?
Objection. Speculation.
Sustained.
Let's see here. Now, you met with the parents on January 17th of 2025, is that correct?
Yes.
And how did Mr. Soria respond to the safety plan being broken?
He sounded upset over the phone and asked if there was an order stating that he couldn't be at his home.
Now, did you also meet with them in person?
I did.
Okay. And did they arrive together?
I met with them together. I did not see them arrive together.
Okay. So they met with you together, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And what did you observe, if anything, regarding Mr. Soria's demeanor towards Ms. Mendez?
There was one specific incident during the interview or during the discussion with them where he did give her a threatening and menacing look.
All right, I pass the witness.
Ms. Mullinex.
Ms. Is it Pineda? Is that what you go by, or Hernandez Pineda?
Either one.
Okay. You were the investigator on this case, and you have testified up through January 17th of 2025. Is that correct?
Yes.
Were you present for the adversary hearing in this matter?
Yes.
Have you had any interactions with either of these parents since the adversary hearing in this matter?
I have not.
So you don't personally have any information about what has happened since that time. Is that correct?
Correct.
And I was gone for a little bit of your testimony. I got kicked off because my iPad just restarts. So I apologize if I ask you something that you testified to. You said you went to the house. How many times did you go to the house and actually speak to Ms. Mendez? Or the apartment?
I believe it would have been 2 to 3 times. If I can have 1 second, I can give you a specific number. So there was the initial time that I spoke to Ms. Mendez, which would have been on December 16th of 2024. I then met again with her on December 20th of 2024.
And then January 14th, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And was she cooperative with you each time that you came whenever there was somebody at the residence?
Yes.
And you testified that you had tried to call and there was no answer several times, but eventually were you always able to get in contact with her, whether it was leaving a business card or something else?
Eventually, yes.
Okay. And you said that the home was clean and appropriate, is that right?
Yes.
Did the children ever give any indication to you that they had been harmed by their father at all?
Not physically, no.
Did the children ever give any indication to you that they had been physically harmed by their mother?
No.
Okay. And did you see any markings on the children whenever you talked to them both times or either time, I guess?
No, I did not.
Did you, whenever you spoke with Ms. Mendez at her residence, were the children ever present for any of those meetings?
During the initial interview, Nori did come in for a brief time. But aside from that, they were always in their room.
Okay. So you spoke to them at school earlier in the day and then you came to see her later. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. And so did she appropriately interact with Nori on that occasion? If you recall.
I was just concerned at the fact that she wanted Nori to be present for the discussion we were having regarding the domestic violence.
Okay, so you didn't testify to that. You said Nori came in. So she specifically told you that she wanted Nori to be in there?
When I asked her if she wanted Nori to be there, she explained that she was mature for her age and that she had shared things with her.
And so she said, I want her to be in here.
If you give me 1 second, let me look back at the specific phrasing. Whenever I asked Miss Mendez if she wanted to send Nori to her room while we discussed the next steps, Miss Mendez stated, "It is fine. Nori knows everything and she's very mature for her age. She tells her everything."
Okay, and this was after you had already spoken to the kids and got information about everything, right?
Yes.
So you were concerned about having a conversation in front of Nori about things you had already asked Nori about?
It was mostly regarding the domestic violence and the potential of them being removed if the safety plan was broken.
Okay, so let me ask my question again. Other than her saying it was fine that Nori was mature for her age and she could be there, do you have any concerns about her interactions with Nori, like physically?
No.
She didn't beat on her and make her go to her room while you were there?
No.
Children didn't look starved or anything like that?
No.
Did she have enough food in her house or did you look?
I did get a tour of the home and there was food in the house, yes.
Whenever you met with the parents after the removal, I think it was January 17th of 2025, is that the correct date?
Yes.
You said that there was one time that Mr. Soria gave her a threatening, menacing look. I mean, how do you know that that it's a threatening look? What kind of look is that?
Something over the years of the experience of being an investigator that I've noticed when it comes to domestic violence relationships. He gave her a look after she's made a specific statement, and he appeared to be upset.
So he looked at her and he was upset. So that was menacing. Correct?
Again, just due to the experience that I've seen over the years, that's what I gathered, yes.
Okay. But you don't know what he was thinking, right?
Correct.
He didn't tell you, I'm going to kill that girl or anything like that?
Objection, Your Honor. Argumentative.
Overrule.
You're just speculating as to what he thought, what that meant, right? The look meant.
Yes.
And whenever you said that they did not show up together, right?
I did not see them arrive together, but I did meet with them together.
It talks about, on your report, it talks about when her dad got out of the car, he was with his friend. Are you talking about Mr. Soria or are you talking about one of the party's dads?
What conversation are you referring to?
Well, you made a note on January 17th of 2025. You did a whole removal affidavit, right?
Yes.
Maybe this is a different conversation, but you didn't see who they came with at all.
For the time that I met with them on January 17th at the office?
Yeah.
No, I did not see them. I was not outside in the parking lot to observe if they came together or not.
And you didn't see them together on January 14th, right? Before the removal? when Ms. Mendez said that he had not been back in the home?
Give me 1 second to make sure I have the correct dates. So I met with them on the 17th.
So I'm talking about before the removal on the 14th, whenever you went to Ms. Mendez's residence and asked her if he had been back in the home. Did you see them together on that date?
I did not.
Okay. And when you're doing an investigation, do you typically go to the school and meet with the children more than one time?
It depends if there's if I'm checking up on the children or if I'm needing to gather further information for my investigation.
And did you say that they were involved in FBSS at this time, or they had just signed a safety plan?
At that time, it was just the investigation stage. So no.
And so the original intake was in mid-December, right?
Correct.
And so how long do you typically keep a case open in investigations before you either refer it to FBSS or close it or do a removal?
It really depends, but typically we like to close our cases right at the 30-day mark, sometimes 45 days if it extends past that point, if there's new information gathered or things like that.
So when there was a safety plan put in place, were there any services that needed to be worked or anything other than just they didn't need to be around each other?
Not at that time. The services don't typically get worked until we refer them over to our FBSS program.
I'd pass the witness.
Ms. Holcomb?
Good afternoon, Ms. Pineda.
Good afternoon.
As you sit here today, you're not aware of any services that have been completed since the start of this case. Is that correct?
Correct.
Going back to the time of removal, did Brandon have a job at this point in time?
I am not entirely sure since I was not able to interview Mr. Surya.
Do you know where he was living at this time?
I believe the children referred, or specifically Miles referred to him living in a hotel room in Carlsbad.
In a hotel room in Carlsbad?
Yes.
Did he say anything about that having to do with his work at the time?
He stated that his dad, Brandon, lives in a hotel in Carlsbad, and it looks like that's all he stated towards that.
Okay. Did you ever observe Brandon and the children together?
I did not.
You only observed Alyssa and the children together.
Yes.
Why did you never observe Brandon and the children together, but you did Alyssa and the children?
I did attempt to notify Mr. Surya of the investigation and attempt to interview him. However, he was refusing to speak to me until he could speak to an attorney. So I was not able to observe him with the children at the time.
Did you ever observe him at the home after the safety plan was put into place?
I did not.
So the only reason you believe that he was at the home was based on what the children have said?
Correct.
Besides the domestic violence, did you have any other concerns with Brandon?
I did not.
You didn't have any concerns about him being able to parent the children?
Aside from the concerns of domestic violence, there was no other concerns I had with Mr. Surya.
Going back to the upsetting look that you said that Brandon gave Alyssa, did Alyssa have any response to that?
Give me 1 second. I did not write anything specific to what her response was to that.
Did you ask him specifically about the look or what it was or what it meant?
I did not.
As for the services that were completed in the prior cases, can you tell me exactly what those services were?
I don't believe I would have the specifics of what the services were that were asked of them. I only have the timelines of when they were sent to family base and whether or not they completed any of the services successfully.
And did they complete those services successfully?
They only completed services in their first FBSS case in 2020. But they worked our family-based safety services program 3 separate times for domestic violence while in the presence of their children.
Okay, but you're saying that they weren't completed during the services weren't completed?
So they had a case. Their very first case was sent to family based in 2020. They completed their FBSS services during that case. And then they did work family based 3 separate times for domestic violence. And in those, they did not complete their services. So I believe. Yes. Okay. I'm so sorry. Let me reword that. They've worked our family-based safety services program 3 separate times for domestic violence while in the presence of their children. They only completed services in their first FBSS case in 2020.
Okay, and the second and third, if I'm understanding you correctly, those were, and Alyssa, you said Alyssa had talked to you about not wanting another CPS case. The previous case, it had been closed, is that correct?
The FBSS case, yes.
But they hadn't completed their services.
In that one, they did not.
Why was the case closed?
FBSS will have to close a case if there's non-compliance.
And the previous,
so due to non-compliance.
the second one, the one before that one, why was that case closed?
They didn't complete their services, so I would think it would be for non-compliance. Let me see if I can give you a specific reason. So I believe that one would have been, it initially started, the FBSS case was closed November 25th of 2024 due to lack of participation in the FBSS program.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Ronho?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Hernandez, you met with Ms. Mendez on December 16th of 2024, is that correct?
Yes.
And that was at her apartment?
Correct.
Now, when you met with her at her apartment, did she state to you that over the time that her and Mr. Soria have been together, that he has assaulted her a total of 6 times?
Yes.
And did she also specify that Mr. Soria even spit in her face once while she was pregnant?
Yes.
When you met with Ms. Mendez on January 14th of 2025, did she also explain to you that Mr. Soria had been helping her financially?
Yes.
And this was after the safety plan had already been put in place, correct?
Correct.
And did she also specify that he was helping to pay her rent?
Yes.
Objection relevance.
Overrule.
Did she also specify that he was helping her pay for Ubers back and forth from the school?
Correct.
Now, when you met with the children on January 17th of 2025, did Nori explain a situation where Mr. Soria tried to wreck into Miss Mendez's car?
Yes.
And did she explain that the cops were called because her mom was banging on the door and fighting with her dad on another instance?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness.
All right. Anyone have further questions for this witness?
No,
No?
Your Honor. We
Okay.
ask that she be released.
All right. All right. If there's no objections. Ms. Panetta, thank you for your testimony. I'll release you so you can go about your evening's business.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Just want to inform everybody that it doesn't look to me like we're going to be finishing by 5 o'clock. We've got Jody and I have 9 o'clock till noon tomorrow, and then neither one of us can go any farther past noon. So if we can't finish, if we have to break today at 5, we will just pick a day that we can all be back with Jody. I don't like to have multiple court reporters for final hearings. So,
Judge, I have a final CPS in Hutchinson in the morning tomorrow, so I can't do in the morning.
okay, well then we'll just have to pick another day if we're not finished by 5, which obviously I don't think we will be. So
We won't be, Your Honor.
we'll just, Ms. Gutierrez, you have other witnesses, I assume.
I think I have one more witness I can fit into today, Your Honor.
Okay, if we can finish anywhere close to 5, let's go till close to 5. If not, we can just go ahead and break now, and we'll have to get a day that everybody's available to come back.
I'm calling JP Hamilton, Your Honor, depending on objections. Well, I think it would take 15 minutes or maybe 20.
Okay. Who are you calling? I don't have anybody in the waiting room.
It's John Hamilton. He's actually my
okay.
investigator in this hearing, Your Honor.
Sure. Okay, he's here. Okay, let's go ahead and try it. I mean, we could break in the middle of a witness. I don't like to ever do that, but let's use what time we have.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Your
that's
Honor.
your next witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Hamilton, if you'd unmute, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. If you'd raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Okay, Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. John, who do you work for?
I work for the Randall County District Attorney's Office.
And do you go by the name JP?
I do.
All right, thank you, JP. And what do you do at the DA's office?
I am an investigator.
And have you reviewed petitioner's exhibit number 27?
I have.
And what does that appear to be?
It is a video recording of Mr. Soria and Mrs. Mendez getting out of a vehicle together.
And when did you take, and let me rephrase, who took the video?
I did.
And when did you take it?
On March 11th of 2026.
And how did you operate the video camera?
How did I operate it? By holding it to the window and pressing the record button.
And what device was that video camera on?
It was on a cell phone.
And how accurately does that video camera record?
I believe it was 30 frames per second.
And when I say accuracy, if I may explain, when I say accuracy, is it making an accurate representation of what you saw?
Your Honor, I don't know if it's an issue, but we lost Miss Mendez.
Okay, she's back in the waiting room.
Apologies, Miss Gutierrez.
That's okay.
Okay, she's back with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, does it take an accurate recording of what you're seeing?
Yes, ma'am.
And where was this video recording taken?
It was taken at outside of Mr. Soria's apartment.
In what city and state?
In Canyon, Texas.
And how familiar are you with the appearance of Brandon Soria?
I can recognize him, and based on his driver's license photo and seeing him in prior hearings.
And how familiar are you with the appearance of Alyssa Soria?
I would give the same answer.
All right. And who is in this video?
In this video, it is Mr. Soria and Mrs. Mendez.
And are they together?
They are.
And Your Honor, at this time, we offer petitioners exhibit number 27 under the Texas Rule of Evidence 901.
All right. Objection?
Your Honor, may I have word out of the witness?
You may.
Mr. Hamilton, what did you see the parties prior to this, or was this the only time that you saw the parties?
Had I seen the parties prior to taking the video?
Yeah, like when you pull up, do you see them before that, or do you see them after you turn off the video?
I turned off the video after they went out of line of sight of the video. I saw them going to the apartment, but that was not within the line of sight of the video. It was just them getting out of the vehicle together.
Okay, and so you said that you were familiar with what Ms. Mendez looks like. Am I correct that there's only a side of a female's face in this video?
It shows mainly the side of her face.
Okay, and so how can you accurately identify somebody by the side of their face only?
Well, profile pictures, I guess looking at somebody from their profile doesn't necessarily change their appearance.
Did you look at a profile picture of Ms. Mendez?
I have, no, I haven't, but I could tell that it was her and in the vehicle with him.
Your Honor, I have no further questions, and I would object to lack of proper foundation, and the fact that he cannot identify Ms. Mendez because he didn't see her full face on.
He said he identified her, whether full face or not. What, Mr. Hamilton, this video was taken on what date?
On March 11th of this year.
Okay. Ms. Gutierrez, what's the purpose of the exhibit?
Your Honor, this video was taken after the bond condition against Ms. Mendez was in place. And I apologize. I think I referred to her as Ms. Soria earlier. I do apologize for that. That was Exhibit 10. That bond condition was set in place on March 24th of 2026. Additionally, there are this court's own orders against them being physically together.
And Your Honor,
let me, excuse me. What I saw in Exhibit 10 was mother's bond condition was no contact with the victim, but that was from 3/24/26. This video was taken 3/11/26.
Oh, I apologize, Your Honor. Then
And
I'm wrong.
let me go further too. I'm looking back on my orders. My order was at the status hearing on, again, March 24th. No, I'm sorry. That was March 24th, 2025. Never mind. I stand corrected. The court ordered they have no contact with each other at the status hearing on March 24th, 2025. So I'm going to overrule that objection, and I will admit it based on what I found as the court order almost a year before.
Thank you, Your Honor. The department next, I'm sorry, I'll go ahead and continue questioning Mr.
Okay.
JP.
Please.
JP, when was the last time you watched Brandon Soria's apartment?
It was on June 26th.
And what did you see that day?
Well, as I was pulling into the parking lot of the apartment complex, I saw Mr. Soria and Mrs. Mendez get into her Volkswagen Beetle and drive out of the parking lot.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Mullinax.
whenever you were watching them on March 11th of 2026, what was the purpose of watching them?
To see them together.
And who gave you that instruction?
Objection, Your Honor. It's attorney work privilege.
Sustained.
And what was the purpose of watching them on June 26th of 2026?
For the same purpose.
And
Just
so,
I'm sorry.
and so on March 11th of 2026, she didn't have a bond condition at that time. Is that correct?
I do not have the answer to that. I don't know.
So you're just told, hey, go watch for these people, that you look for their pictures of their driver's licenses.
Your Honor, objection. I think that's a mischaracterization of JP's testimony on how he recognized the parties.
I
I
would
think
also object to argumentative.
I think that's exactly what he said, Your Honor.
Yeah, I heard what I heard, so we can move on.
So had you ever had any interaction with either of these people?
Personal interactions, no.
Did you ever on March 11th of 2026 or June 26th of 2026 go try to find out why they were together?
I've never had any.
Objection relevance.
Overrule.
You can answer the question.
No, I've never spoken to them about why they were together.
I pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Holcomb.
Mr. Hamilton, how do you know that this was Brandon's apartment?
Well, I've spoke with the apartment manager, who's told me that the apartment is leased by him, and then also his vehicle being in front of it and him exiting it and entering it on occasions.
Exiting the apartment or the vehicle?
Well, both, but I was referring to the apartment.
So he was physically exiting this apartment?
Yes.
Had you ever seen Brandon prior to March 11th?
Not in person.
Where had you seen him?
Through his driver's license photo.
His driver's license photo was the only photo that you had seen of him at that point. Is that correct?
Yes.
Would you say that it's normal for people's driver's license photos to change over time?
Oh, of course.
So how are you sure that this was Brandon at that time?
How was I sure that it was? Because he was going into his apartment and exiting his vehicle and looked like him.
Why would you say it looked like him?
Because based on my viewing of his photographs and comparing it to the person I saw there before me, it appeared to be him.
Can you see Mr. Soria today?
Yes.
Does he look the same as he does in that video?
I think he's gotten a haircut.
Today he's gotten a haircut?
Since
Like
the
recently?
video.
Does
Right.
he have a beard today?
He does have a beard today.
Is he wearing glasses today?
He is not wearing glasses today.
Was he wearing glasses in that video?
I would need to review the video again to recall. It's been.
Do you know if he had a beard in that video?
I don't recall.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Granho, any questions?
Just briefly, Your Honor. Mr. Hamilton, are you normally present during these CPS hearings?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you normally present during these specifically for involving the Soria children?
Yes, ma'am.
And so would you have also observed Ms. Mendez and Mr. Soria during these hearings?
Yes, ma'am.
And would that also help you to identify them?
Absolutely.
I'll pass the witness.
All right. Anyone have further questions?
Just one question, Your Honor.
Okay.
When you were asked if you had seen Mr. Soria prior to March 11th of 2026 in that video, other than his driver's license photo, why would you not mention that you had been at these hearings and seen both of the parties?
I believe in my original, and when I originally answered the question, I was asked how I was able to recognize him. I did mention through Zoom.
Okay, I pass the witness.
Anyone else? All right.
Yes, Your Honor. Just for clarification, Mr. Hamilton, I asked you if you had seen Mr. Soria prior to this. Prior to March 11th, I'm sorry. And you testified it was through his driver's license photo?
Yes, that is one way I've seen him.
Okay, so now you're saying you have seen him through his driver's license photo and on Zoom.
Am I just now saying that?
Yes. Previously, you testified it was just for the driver's license photo, and now you're saying it's through Zoom.
I don't believe that's what I said specifically, but I have seen him through Zoom hearings. I believe I've also seen photographs of mugshots, which I didn't say previously.
Had you seen him through Zoom hearings prior to that March 11th date or after that date?
I don't believe I'd seen him since that or after that date.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Anyone else?
No, Your Honor, we ask that JP remain in the hearing since he is my investigator.
Okay. And I want to be sure. I'm sorry, I was trying to answer a text message, but I was going to have that question for you, Mr. Hamilton. Based on Mr. Soria's arrest record, you were able to see his mugshots too. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And would you say you've been in on most of the hearings since this case began?
Since October, any cases since October 1st of last year, or
Okay.
any hearings?
All right. You're not aware of any of the hearings you've been in that I ever rescinded the order that the parents have no contact with each other, which I entered at the status hearing on March 24th. Is that correct?
That is, yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay. We're 15 till 5, so I guess we will break here.
Yes, Your Honor, I do have a request.
Uh-huh.
Since Jody is the court reporter, we also attempted to line up the psychologist that did Ms. Mendez's psychological evaluation. Unfortunately, he is traveling internationally on a cruise ship. This week, he was unavailable. He let me know that the internet on those ships is not reliable, so I have not subpoenaed him.
Okay.
He let me know that he would be available Monday or Tuesday of next week. I don't know if Tuesday is an option for next week, but that would be preferable for us.
Let me pull up my calendar. Tuesdays are never allowable unless Judge Baker doesn't have court, or unless everybody involved's not in her court. And I'm not able to. I have no access to her docket. So let's do this. Let's just. Why don't you contact Tracy in our office
Yes, sir.
with some dates that you think might work, and then we will get with Jody, and we'll get with y'all pick some dates that everybody would be available. Then we'll see if Jody's available, and let's be sure we're not stepping on Judge Baker's toes. That's not a good thing for me to do. So,
Agreed, Your Honor. So do you want us to try to do it on a Monday then?
really, I mean, if you can come up with a Monday, or we always try to accommodate Randall County cases on Friday. If we can do it on a Monday or Friday, if it's any other day, let's just get with Tracy, and we'll be able to see what our docket is. If I need to talk to Judge Baker, I'll talk to her. But I don't want to have a different court reporter in a final hearing. It's just really hard on everybody, including the court reporters. So let's just do it that way. We've got 90 days from the day to get it finished. I don't want to take anywhere near 90 days, obviously, but I want it to be when everybody's available and we can still have Jody with us.
Yes, Your Honor. Since the psychologist is unavailable to me right now, I will check in with them next week and then send dates from there if that's okay.
Sure. Yeah. If he's, let's add him to the list that he's got to be available when we all get together. Surely we can get a time between now and 90 days from now. Hopefully closer to 2 weeks to 30 days, not 90 days. So.
Absolutely. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. We'll be in recess, as I said, and we'll reconvene once it's convenient for everybody. So you may not but can you give me any kind of estimate on how much longer you think it might take?
Considering how testimony has gone today, I would say it would be at least another 3 hours. I don't know if the parents' attorneys are planning on calling witnesses, but I think that could add some time as well, Your Honor.
Let's say the department needs another 3 hours, maybe 3 plus. Parents' attorneys, how much more do you think we need than 3 to 4 hours?
Mine may be 30 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
I was going to say about an hour, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. We'll try to give you a minimum of, we'll try to allot a minimum of 6 hours to be sure we get everybody done. I don't want to have to break a second time. So, okay. We'll be in recess till we can reconvene on the date convenient to everybody. So y'all have a good evening. Have a good week.
Thank you so much.